Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel, unveiling the layers of the mind. Have you ever wondered why we, as individuals, behave in unique ways? This question leads us into the fascinating world of Carl Jung's analytic theory. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the human mind, setting the stage for an in-depth exploration of the structure of personality. Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, proposed that our personality comprises three main components: the ego, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. Let's unpack these layers, shall we? First up, the ego. Jung saw the ego as the center of our consciousness, the part of our mind that's responsible for our thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. It's the I in I think, I feel, and I perceive. Our ego is the conscious mind, the part we're aware of, the part we control. Next, we have the personal unconscious. If the ego is the captain of the ship, the personal unconscious is the vast sea below, filled with memories, experiences, and thoughts that have been forgotten or pushed aside. It's a reservoir of our personal history, containing all the information that was once conscious but has since been forgotten or repressed. Finally, we delve into the collective unconscious. This is perhaps the most intriguing part of Jung's theory. The collective unconscious, Jung proposed, is a shared part of our unconscious mind, an ancestral memory bank, if you will. It's not influenced by personal experiences, but rather, it harbors archetypes, universal symbols and themes that have existed since the earliest days of humanity. These archetypes can influence our behavior and perceptions in profound ways. So, as we delve deeper into the layers of the mind, we begin to see how intricately complex our personalities are. We are not just products of our personal experiences, but also of collective primordial memories and symbols. Each layer of our mind adds depth and dimension to who we are as individuals. So, our personality, as Jung suggests, is a complex interplay of these three layers of our mind. The dynamics of personality. Now that we've explored the structure of our personality, how does it actually function? Well, in the fascinating world of Carl Jung's analytic theory, everything revolves around psychic energy. This energy, also known as libido, is not just about sexual drive as Sigmund Freud proposed. Instead, Jung broadened the concept, describing it as a general life energy that powers our thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's like the fuel that keeps the engine of our personality running. One of the key aspects of psychic energy is that it's dynamic. It flows, shifts, and transforms within different parts of our personality structure. This fluidity is guided by three main principles: the principle of opposites, the principle of equivalence, and the principle of entropy. The principle of opposites is all about the balance between contrasting elements. Just like how a battery works with positive and negative ends, our psychic energy flows between opposing psychological contents. This could be conscious versus unconscious, or rational versus irrational thoughts. It's this tension of opposites that propels our psychic energy. Next up is the principle of equivalence. This principle states that the amount of psychic energy in our system remains constant. If one psychological content loses energy, another gains it. Picture it like a seesaw. When one side goes up, the other goes down, but the total weight, or in our case, energy, remains the same. Lastly, we have the principle of entropy. In the realm of physics, entropy refers to a measure of disorder or randomness. But in Jung's theory, it signifies a natural tendency towards balance and equilibrium. Our personality strives for an even distribution of psychic energy, leading us towards growth and self-realization. These principles are not just abstract concepts. They're at play in our daily lives, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. They contribute to the balance and complexity of our personality, shaping who we are and how we interact with the world. Essentially, the dynamics of our personality revolve around the constant flow and transformation of psychic energy. So, next time you find yourself in a state of emotional flux or facing a tough decision, remember, it's all part of the fascinating dynamics of your personality. Understanding psychological functions. But how do we perceive the world and make decisions? It's time to explore Jung's psychological functions. Jung's theory of personality identifies four primary psychological functions that we use to interact with the world: thinking, feeling, sensing, and intuiting. These functions are like compasses, guiding us in different ways as we navigate life's twists and turns. Let's start with the thinking function. This is the analytical, logical part of our minds that helps us make decisions based on reason and facts. It's like a personal detective, sifting through evidence and drawing conclusions based on what it finds. Next, we have the feeling function, which is all about emotions. This function helps us make decisions based on our values and what feels right to us. It's like an inner moral compass, guiding us towards actions that align with our personal beliefs and feelings. Contrary to what you might think, these two functions, thinking and feeling, are considered rational functions. Why? Because they help us make decisions. They're the engine driving the car, the captain steering the ship. Now, let's move on to sensing and intuiting, the irrational functions. These don't help us make decisions, but guide our perception of the world. The sensing function is about experiencing the world through our five senses. It's like a live feed of the world around us, capturing every sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. On the other hand, the intuiting function is about perceiving things that aren't immediately apparent. It's like a sixth sense, picking up on patterns, possibilities, and meanings beneath the surface. And guess what? We don't use these functions equally. We tend to have a dominant function, the one we lean on most, and an auxiliary function, our second in command. These two functions largely shape how we perceive and interact with the world. So these psychological functions are the tools we use to navigate our world, each in its unique way. Summing up Jung's analytic theory. So, what can we gather from Jung's analytic theory? Well, we have delved deep into the labyrinth of the human psyche as outlined by Carl Jung. We have explored the structure of personality, the dynamics that govern it, and the psychological functions that shape our perceptions and judgments. The structure of personality, according to Jung, is a complex system. It involves the conscious ego, the personal unconscious filled with forgotten and suppressed experiences, and the collective unconscious, a reservoir of shared human experiences. These layers of our psyche interact, conflict, and cooperate to shape who we are. Then we looked at the dynamics of personality, a dance of opposites. The principle of opposites, the principle of equivalence, and the principle of entropy all work in harmony to create balance within our psyche. They inform our actions, reactions, and interactions with the world around us. The psychological functions, on the other hand, are the tools we use to process information and make decisions. These include thinking, feeling, sensing, and intuiting. We all have a dominant function that we lean on, which is balanced by an inferior function that we often neglect or struggle with. Jung's analytic theory provides us with a lens to view the complexity of human personality and behavior. It reminds us that we are not just a sum of our experiences, but also a product of universal human experiences stored in our collective unconscious. Understanding these concepts can help us gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. It can help us navigate our relationships, our careers, and our personal growth with more awareness and intention. We are complex beings, and our personalities are influenced by a myriad of factors. Jung's analytic theory, while complex, provides a framework that allows us to explore these complexities, encouraging introspection and empathy. In the end, the exploration of Jung's analytic theory is like embarking on a journey to understand the complex tapestry of human personality. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe and follow the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.